Hello and welcome to Today's Entrepreneurs. I'm Janet Zapala. You know, all of us here in the United States know about .coms. We can't live without them. But how do you start things like that in other countries, for example? Well, we have two people here today who are really successful entrepreneurs. They happen to be brothers, Lee and Thomas from Vietnam. Lee and Thomas Johnson, who've started dotVN, much like .com. And again, if you're in business, you have to have something like a .com. dotVN, much along the same lines. Welcome to the show, first of all, guys.
Thank you, Janet.
Great to have you here. I know that you're both very responsible for where you are today with regard to dotVN, but Lee, this has been your passion for years. How did you come up with the idea of dotVN, and how did you follow through with it to convince the powers that be that yes, this is a viable thing that we need to be doing in Vietnam?
Well, thank you, Janet. In the global internet technology, it has been a while, way back in 2000s, when the .com started booming. And Thomas and I, we are brothers, and we have a chance to look at back. And each country, its own country code, like for that US, for the United States, JP for that Japan. And Vietnam also have the country codes called .vn.
Okay, and this sounds like something that would really serve the people of Vietnam well. Is that one of the reasons why you decided to do that, because you wanted to help the people of Vietnam, Thomas?
Yes, absolutely. The internet was booming in the 90s, and what we wanted to do was be able to help the people of Vietnam.
And why did you think there was a need at that time?
The country was closed to outside world in a sense, and in 2000 the door opened up and we were able to connect with the government, offer our services, and we presented the news of dotVN and its benefits, and they felt that we were the company to be able to achieve those goals.
So in essence, Lee, you are an internet service providing company.
Providing the internet service to the people that needing a website address, a place to host the website, the content, and email. And basically is that we see that it's really popular throughout the world, and Vietnam, it just opened the door. And we like to be the first to come into Vietnam to build the foundations from the ground up.
So you're building an educational tool for the people of Vietnam, a vehicle for them to get more information. Obviously, that's what the internet is about, to get more information, to learn, to utilize whatever their needs are to service them. So is that another reason why you're trying to do this? You felt there was a need for that in Vietnam?
Absolutely. In talking with the government, educating the government, the benefits for the people of Vietnam, we explained to them setting up data centers and then being able to, as a host to all these domain names. And so dotVN is the extension for the entire country. Not only it will be provided for educational purposes, the main goal was for communications, whether it's education or the government communicating, social services, or businesses using that to expand their images and their offerings. So it's a complete solution, and we learned that through our businesses in the United States, and it worked. So therefore, we wanted to bring the solution and control that in such a way that the government feels comfortable with regulations for passing this technology to the users.
That's got to be tough, though, working with the government, right? I mean, that has to be a challenge all by itself. So how are you able to work with the government of Vietnam and convince them that, in fact, dotVN is a viable service to the people of Vietnam?
It's very difficult to working with the government. In fact, that when I went back to Vietnam in 2001 and offering the services that we have available to the government. And in fact that at that time the government don't have the internet policy or any type of regulated for the internet user.
So when you came to them and said, this is what we want to do, did they agree initially or not, Thomas?
Well, they of course have hesitancy because this is very powerful, and the internet at that time wasn't regulated. There wasn't, any policies. So Lee and our attorneys was able to put together the protocol. They call internet protocols, the beginning, first steps to writing regulations, and they accepted the protocol, and that marks the beginning of us registering domain names, and we saw a dramatic increase from about 300,000 domains or users actually to today well over 20 million.
Over 35 million.
35 million today.
Wow, so you found your niche and you just built on that based on the backgrounds that you brothers have in technology and the fact that you had a passion for helping the people and you saw the need.
Yes, absolutely. And since then, with our domain registration systems, with our all-purpose info.vn site, with all the information, up-to-date news, weather, commerces, and also we are online to launch our social services website called name.vn or webvn. It's coming together very nicely.
Very good. Well, we'll talk about where you are now because we know you guys have worked really hard over the last few years, but you're really making a lot of progress. We'll talk about .vn and why it's so important to the people of Vietnam today. We're back in a moment. In the year 2003, the country of Vietnam was provided with internet service. And the two men who were primarily responsible for that are sitting right here on Today's Entrepreneurs are Lee and Thomas Johnson. They are brothers, and you've had a niche, mostly technology, and you've had a passion for helping the people of Vietnam. So back in 2003, you provided them a service that they never had before, they never experienced before. That in and of itself is a huge accomplishment. So we talked a little bit about your history there. Now today in 2013, because I know you had a 10-year plan, are you where you want to be with .vn in Vietnam?
Absolutely. We're very, very proud to have reached our 10-year milestone with the programs that we have in place. And we're very excited because these platforms and technologies will drive revenue from here onward. And back in 2003, when we launched the online domain registration for .vn to the world, the domain registration just boomed. And since then, the government has seen that we've been able to service and manage right along with them. They see us every day, and they noticed all of the successes that has gone into the product.
All right, so working on this from the viewpoint of an entrepreneur, what has been the most challenging part of your journey as entrepreneurs to get this done with the government?
The most difficult part has been convincing the government to take the next step in the evolution of building the internet system for all of Vietnam.
So how did you do that? How did you as entrepreneurs convince the powers that be in Vietnam that this is what the country needs for the people?
What we did was we showed the government how it worked, first and foremost, and how they can control it in such a manner that there won't be chaos. Then what we did was we brought in partners, and these partners have expertise in hardware, software, and commerce.
So you bring people in who have fields of expertise that make the team whole.
Yes,
right.
And furthermore, to give them, the government, more trust that we're not just fabricating, but that there are major companies, major players in the world who dominate these areas of expertise, and that they are willing to work with us and with them to propel this to the next level.
So you let them know that you're viable, but how did you get in the door as entrepreneurs first? Because that's a tough thing to do. You've got a business, you want to sell the idea, you want to sell the business, and it's not always easy. So Lee, how did you get through that door?
Because we were born in Vietnam, we had adopted the cultures from Vietnam, and even we have raisins in America, but we know there's a cultures that behind, and we learn from there, and we like to go back to help our people, and with the knowledge and the cultures, it's along with the need of the country.
So you had the knowledge, you worked together a team, put together a team, you had the education, and you had the plan.
And a big passion, because that's what we were competing against major companies, well-known companies like VeriSign.
So how did you get it over someone else? Just simple passion?
I believe so, because being Vietnamese and demonstrating that we have a complete commitment to carrying it through thick and thin. They saw that, and they gave us that trial for the first 3 years to build a product, to write the internet protocol, and we completed that. And when we launched it, they were totally appreciative.
What are some of your products and services, Lee?
We have many different products and services. The most important to get people connect to the internet, and our passion is to get people know each other by the way of providing platforms using the dotVN, the country code. People register domain names so they can have a website, they can have their own emails, and also they can promote the product and services.
And how many people are in the country of Vietnam right now?
I believe there are about 93 million right now.
So you're serving a lot of people.
Yes, and it's just starting. It's just starting. I believe we have up to about 1 million in terms of ID and registration now, right?
Correct.
Those are big numbers.
It's a big number when you think about 1 million people to start, and I think that the registration is going to double next year.
The numbers are mind-boggling, and you've achieved a heck of a lot so far. Do you think a lot of it too is because you've brought partners in who see this great potential for this great growth that's coming?
Absolutely. What we've done so far has impressed the government, because what we've been able to do is generate revenue, and that revenue has helped them to implement their plans.
So if you had to say something to entrepreneurs, would you say bring in partners, bring in people who have their various fields of expertise, who can bring in not only their knowledge but money to back up whatever you are trying to sell? Is that what you would propose?
We believe in bringing in partners who have years of experience and success, such as a Google or a Facebook, a Yahoo. By the way, Yahoo is our partner in some of the ventures, and we've been very pleased with the relationship. And we believe that in the next 6 to 12 months, the products that we are about to launch, we have other partners in the wing, which we definitely want to bring in to work with us, cooperatively.
So partnership, very, very important. And by the way, you are a U.S. publicly traded company, correct?
That's correct. dotVN became a U.S. publicly traded company, trading on the NASDAQ Bulletin Board in 2007.
Very good.
Under the symbol DTVI.
There you go, DTVI, dotVN. Lee and Thomas Johnson, brothers here, entrepreneurs who are really making a difference in their home country. And we'll find out how they're giving back and what they have planned for the future in just a moment. Welcome back to today's Entrepreneurs. I'm Janet Zappala. We are here with Lee and Thomas Johnson. They are entrepreneurs. In fact, they were born in Vietnam. They were raised here in the United States, and now they want to go back and help the people of Vietnam. And they're doing that by way of dotVN, which is much like .com, because as we know, we all need this resource of the internet to help us with our businesses, to help us with our education, information, whatever it is. And you gentlemen have tapped into that need in Vietnam specifically because you saw that you wanted to help the people, that they needed this. And in 2003, you provided internet service in the country of Vietnam. So congratulations.
Thank you.
It has not been an easy adventure for you, but it's all about never giving up, isn't it, Thomas?
That's correct. Correct.
And that's what entrepreneurs have to do. They never can give up, right? They never quit.
We never quit. It's a challenge for us every day, and because of our passion and believing that we will help the people of Vietnam, 93 million citizens, first and foremost, we want to bring in a tool that can be used across the board to better their livelihoods.
So they have it now. Where does it go from here?
Yes. What we have been able to do is that we have a 10-year plan. We've completed the first 5 years, and in 2013, what we did was we launched the ultimate product, which we feel will revolutionize the way that the internet will help the Vietnamese people, and that is the IDN, or Internationalized Domain Name. What does that mean? It means that the domain name is in our native language, which contains many accent marks, kind of like if you look at Chinese, it has the symbol, not alphabetical. And so in the Vietnamese language, we have these words with accent marks. And by building the IDN market, all of the Vietnamese people will have their domains in their native language. And it's very big because from there onward, all of the usage in this language will follow from the education to the healthcare system, the government, and the commerce. So that's the unique identity, and dotVN has reached that platform. We have signed a deal with the government for exclusivity for 50 plus years, and this product, we now have over 1 million domains that's registered, and each of the domains now are being converted into websites. And I believe we have over
40,000
websites in Vietnamese now. And then like a Facebook, we see this propelling and cascading into millions of websites with IDNs, Vietnamese domain names.
So look what you two brothers started in 10 years. Look what you've done. So the
remarkable.
future looks bright. You've brought partners in, as we talked about earlier, including Yahoo.
Yes.
So partners are a big part of being an entrepreneur, bringing the right mix of people into whatever effort you have going on.
Yes.
Whose doors are you going to knock on in the future?
Well, we have many partners in the wing waiting to work with us. We want to really focus in on the social networking aspect. We feel that, again, back to the basic, is the Vietnamese people connecting to their families, to their society. How can they help? Businesses can prosper by being able to present themselves more effectively, real time. The government will be able to, quote, provide better communications through their systems. That's the main play. But further beyond that, for us, is being able to bring in players in the commerce, being able to have online security system and transactions. I think that's very big and very important, along with having our own unique dotVN search engine that is, again, specific to just Vietnam and not just throughout the world, but for Vietnam.
For Vietnam, which is your focus, your passion.
So commerce and searches are very important.
Very important. Would you say you've made it, Lee? Would you say that you are a success?
I believe that we are proud of what we have done for the country of Vietnam. Working with the Vietnamese government, it's not easy, but we have been building the trust and to become a unique relationship with the Vietnamese government, and therefore a chance to complete our plan for the second part of 2010-2020.
Well, you're here because you are a success, and you are here because we want to help others kind of follow in your footsteps, understand the basic tenets of being an entrepreneur. You've shared that with us. You have a passion for the people. You have a passion for making a difference. How do you give back? Because again, entrepreneurs who make it like you always want to give back, it seems. And how do you do that?
We give back by seeing smiles on people's faces, to be able to send an email from a child to a grandmother, to be able to access homework on the internet. We see business people for the first time making money. We feel that the tool that we've been able to provide, and they've made a good decision to use dotVN to grow their knowledge, to grow their business, and the government, to see them actually blessing the system and continuing with what we want to do, and that is, like I said, to bring in more commerce and more searches to the country, the reward we see is the people using the system in a way that benefit their life. That is the reward.
Very good. In a few quick seconds, any tips and advice for people who want to do what you do? Be an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. I feel that anybody who wants to, has a plan, to stick with the plan, think it out thoroughly, and when the difficult time comes, to buckle up and don't give up on their hopes, but think intelligently. As creative people are, they have alternative plans, and never to give up and to drive their passion to completion, to success.
Very well said. Patience is key as well, right?
Absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
Lee and Thomas Johnson, thank you so much. The brains behind dotVN for the people of Vietnam. They have internet service now in the country. Thanks to these two gentlemen. I'm Janet Zappala. Thank you for watching. See you next time.